Hello Indie fan, here are some lesser known indie game hidden gems of interest in the Steam sale, where I've intentionally chosen games which are at least 70% off, beginning with UDONGEIN X, a side-scrolling action platformer that is of course a Toho title, where it incorporates bullet hell elements into the action, whereas a side-scrolling title, it looks great as a throwback and is pretty good. Breakpoint is a self-described twin-stick slasher where think of geometry wars but melee and you get the idea. It is not a roguelite, nor does it have any of the fancy modern stuff, where it's the old school high score chase and challenge that keeps it interesting, where you have 5 upgradable melee weapons to choose from, which you can break as a last resort for a powerful attack, where honestly, I'm surprised that it is not more popular, so do pick this up. Another title which is neat is Penko Park, a photography title that has you visiting the titular location, attempting to capture these spooky cute creatures. In fact, this was released in 2020 that preceded the new Pokemon Snap and is similar in many ways, where your observation skills are needed to spot every creature. I guess, understandably so, the visuals may have been a turn-off for some people as compared to the more adorable animal-based designs of Pokemon, but if you love photography games or want to try something different, I would recommend this game.
Here's the story about Billy, the quiet kid sailing at sea. One morning while fishing, the sky suddenly turns to gray, and all the colors fade away.
A title which I was looking forward to was Rainbow Billy The Curse of the Leviathan, having spotted it before it launched its Kickstarter campaign, where unfortunately for them, this doesn't seem to have sold a ton of copies, which is a shame. The game did also undergo a significant visual overhaul through development, where it does have a little bit of a Cuphead or the 1930s rubber hose animation style to it. It is a mishmash of all sorts of genres, from action-adventure, puzzle, platforming and monster-taming RPG, where some of the creature designs are pretty cute and is an interesting game.
Team.
I like Match 3 titles, but I've not played a good one in a long time, so if you have any recommendations, please let me know in the comments below, where a title of interest is The World Next Door. This is an interesting real-time action puzzler where you're moving around on the board of runes in order to use them to attack, all while avoiding enemy attacks. It has an interesting story of a human girl crossing over to a world with magical creatures, with some nice art as well, although it isn't a perfect game by any means. I think that Beat Blast is severely underrated, an action roguelite dungeon crawler where you slot various abilities which fire off according to the beat, making your own unique soundtrack to every run. It is a fascinating idea and has interesting combos as a result, and while it looks visually simple with the single white dot as your main character, the visuals do hide a fascinating game. When I first came across Prodigal, I was immediately entranced with the look since it very much reminded me of the Game Boy Color, which is exactly what they were going for. You play as the prodigal son, returning home to your village, having to uncover ancient mysteries and to keep the townsfolk safe. There's a little bit of a dating sim romance option thing going on here, but it's more focused on the almost Zelda-like nature of the game and is horrendously overlooked as well. Developer Red Codex has quietly become one of the best tactics developers out there, where Void Spire Tactics at 80% off is worth a shot if you love this genre. It is an open-world, non-linear structure where you're free to explore, with elemental and environmental interactions in the battlefield to take advantage of, but the developer prides themselves in creating a unique fantasy world without the bog-standard elves or orcs. In theory, their latest title, Horizon's Gate from 2020, is the most refined version of this, but Void Spire is at a lower barrier to entry and is still great. I'm a fan of developer Zeboyd Entertainment, which was why I was pretty happy when Cthulhu Saves Christmas was launched 3 years ago. This is the follow-up to Cthulhu Saves the World, but is more or less a standalone story, but where it has much improved pixel art, with a shorter experience, but it's wacky and appropriately themed for the season. Another underrated title is this pinball action-adventure game, where I like the core mechanics in this game, but my core criticism would be that this could have been so much more, where a creature in the well is good but feels a little bare bones to the extent of not even really having enemies per se, but no harm checking this out at this discount with more Steam sale recommendations in this video.